Now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is part of it. 1 Corinthians 12:27. Here I have a carburetor from a Champion generator, model number 41532, and I went to start it at our last power outage and got no start, and kind of traced it via spraying a little starting fluid into the carburetor and checking the spark. The spark was fine. The carburetor was not flowing apparently, because it started right up with the starting fluid. So I decided I'm going to take apart this carburetor and see what's going on. So to remove the carburetor, I had to unplug the wires here. I go over and there's a connector right there. Those two just pull apart, and then I took these two little clips here. There's one here, and that just pops right out and it separates, and then you can get the wire out. And there's another black clip right there. Same thing, you just pop it out. You can separate it, you can get that black thing out, and then you just pop the air cleaner cover off. Yikes, and that falls out. And then there's nuts there. There's 6 of them. There's another one. So there's 3 on that side, and then 3 on the other side. You take those out, and once you get that out, then that'll expose the nut underneath. There's 2 nuts, and when that comes off, when those 2 come off, and then there's another nut like that on the back side. It's right there, that one. So take those 3 off, and then on the top you have to off, and that piece will slide. It comes off with this bracket, and that when you loosen those bolts and slide it out, that thing comes off, so you don't have to do anything with that wire that connects there. That can stay with the generator. And after that, you have to unhook these 2, the throttle rod here, and then there's a little spring that goes right to that, and that slides in right there. So right here. And so this the rod just slides straight out, and then you can unhook the spring from there, and that way, so you can leave that piece with the carburetor, and then it slides right out on those 2 bolts, and the bolts stay with the generator, and then you can take it to the bench like I did. So first thing I did was I took off this thing, which I believe is called the anti-dieseling valve, and it was gummed up. This rod should move really freely in here, and it was kind of sticking, So I took a little steel wool, as recommended by the other video that's out there on this thing, or on this style of carburetor, and a little carburetor cleaner, and cleaned up that rod. And then you take off this piece here, and you can see that's all kinds of junk on it, so I'll have to clean that up. And then you slide the bowl off, and you can see there's all kinds of crud down in there. And I think the one on the other video showed that the float needle was all screwed up, but on this one it's fairly clean, not too much debris on there. So and then I'll probably go after some of these, pull out some of those other things down in there, clean them up too, and hopefully the thing will start. Also, picking up on the advice from the other video, I removed these rubber O-rings so that they didn't get damaged by the carburetor cleaner. Okay, next I took a screwdriver that fit up in there and unscrewed this screw, which was down in this hole, and this thing comes out. It's bright and shiny at the top and kind of corroded at the bottom, so I will clean those up as well. This little guy is this is the piece that was on the bottom of that jet. The hole that goes down through that was also clogged up, and so I just took this little dude and kind of scraped the walls inside that thing, and I mean, you can blow the crud out of there and see through it, but it probably wasn't flowing very well. You can see there's a series of holes in this jet, and the two on the far left were plugged up. And there's actually, if you roll this thing around, there's other sets of these little holes, and most all of the smallest ones there were plugged up, so I had to find a little piece of wire that was about the same size and stuck it in there and was able to clean those out. So here's a view of the generator that I was having trouble getting started. So this is the model number for the Champion generator that I got that carburetor from. And here's the carburetor installed after I put it back together again, and it worked like a charm. Started right up on the first pull, or the first push of the starter button.